The newest Digimon tamer and her brand new partner Digimon Angoramon just made their debut in the new horror-themed season of Digimon, Ghost Game, and it was a fantastic introduction to this character who I suspect is going to be a fan favorite. Digimon Ghost Game is absolutely on a winning streak with 3 great episodes back to back to back that all deliver on the light horror vibes plus the action and monster fights you've come to expect from the Digimon anime. Today we're covering episode 3 of Ghost Game with a review, so grab a seat, kick back, and let's talk Digimon. Welcome back to the Diginote. It feels like it's been a while since we've done this because the show was on break for 1 week, but it felt like an eternity since we last saw Gammamon and Hito. And surprisingly, the first 10 or so minutes of this episode are completely free of Hito and Gammamon in favor of giving us the time and space to focus on our new Digimon tamer, Ruri Tsukiyono, and the digital hex that has been placed on her. Seeing how the last Digimon season, Digimon Adventure 2020, needed Taichi and Agumon to seemingly be ever present, I think it shows a lot of confidence and vision that Ghost Game felt it could move the spotlight away to focus on other things besides Gammamon, and I applaud them for that. This really is Ruri's episode through and through. Plus, absence makes the heart grow fonder, and when Gammamon does show up again after a long wait, it makes it that much more satisfying. And by the way, before we go any further, did you know that the Digivice the main characters wear around their wrists is an item you can actually buy in the real world? It's called the Vital Bracelet Digivice V, and it's like Digimon meets Fitbit and Pokemon Go. If you're outside of Japan, it can be a little tricky to get your hands on one, but one way to order items from Japan is through Buy-e. It's this online proxy service where you basically tell them what you want to order, they buy it for you in Japan and ship it to you wherever you are. I've been in touch with Buy-e, and we worked out a deal where if you haven't already signed up, you will get a 2,000 yen credit, basically $20 US, if you sign up with the Digino link in this video's bio. You can use that 2,000 yen on the Vital Bracelet or really anything else, anime related or not. I heard some of my viewers in the comments of my Ghost Game episode 2 video saying they got the bracelet through the Buy-e link, which is great. I've got mine, so let's get more Digidestin across the world hooked up. Thanks, Buy-e. Back to the episode review. We began with Ruri and her girl squad of rumor hunters. I'm still not super sure about what they are, but I can't wait to learn more. They're learning about this phenomenon where graffiti-style scribbles are appearing in people's photographs despite not being in the original photo. The marks are always on the subject's body, and in the real world, those body parts are having disastrous side effects 48 hours later, like a broken leg or hair growth or a car crash even in one case. Unlike the last 2 weeks, the show does not tell us who the villain is right away, so we get this fun guessing game for longtime Digimon fans trying to figure out who these powers remind us of. A photo of Ruri has scribbles on her hand, and she horrifyingly realizes that her hands are fading from existence. It's extra scary because she is a brilliant piano player, as we come to learn, and has at least one super fan, but more on that later. She does the math in terms of when the photo was originally taken and realizes she has until the day after tomorrow at 2 p.m. before something horrible happens, presumably her or her hands fading away entirely. There are a couple of gorgeous shots in this episode that I need to shout out. You heard this in my episode 1 and 2 reviews, but I'm just loving the show's color palette and the loose way it draws shapes and angles. It's so amazing. We see Ruri kind of slowly breaking down, missing school, trying to learn more, hiding in a tunnel, and faking happy in a call with her friend. I like that she isn't necessarily afraid of ghosts, but like anyone in this scenario would be, she's afraid of fading away, and I think that's a perfectly reasonable reaction to what's happening to her. Keep in mind, we are 9.5 minutes into this episode without a single Digimon sighting or mention, and that is not a complaint. That is high praise of the storytelling aspirations and atmosphere of this show. Again, no Hito or Gammamon in the first half of this episode, which I feel like is respecting Ruri as a character and respecting us as an audience to say, hey, we know we can trust you to be able to let us tell you a cool story without the cute baby dinosaur on screen all the time. But speaking of that cute baby dinosaur, his partner and older brother Hito sends a DM to Ruri saying that in the event that she's having strange things happen to her, he may be able to help. He of course knew to reach out in light of that final shot in episode 2 where he saw a Digimon flying above her. They meet the next day, only 2 hours before Ruri's deadline with the hex, and just as Hiro expected, there's this giant Digimon Angoramon hovering behind her that she's not aware of. Ruri gets to meet Gammamon and learns there is apparently a creature like him behind her, just not visible to her right now. Angoramon speaks up, though only Hito and Gammamon can hear, and explains that the culprit is a Digimon named Dracumon that uses eyes on both hands to play pranks on digital photos of humans. For some reason, Dracomon wishes to materialize like Gamamon. Hito asks why, and Angoramon says he's not sure why, adding, "I don't know how to materialize either, nor do I want to," which I found super interesting. Quote, "We can't touch you humans, but we can touch Digimon. This is more beneficial for protecting Nudie." It's cool to know that different Digimon have different stances on the pros and cons of materializing. It's just interesting lore. Knowing that Dracomon is interested in materializing, Hito runs back to campus, grabs the spare vital bracelet that he has, and tries to give it to Nudie to let her materialize Angoramon, but it's also kind of bait to make Dracomon appear since it wants nothing more than to materialize. The trap works, and he appears. Gamamon gives us both a, quote, "You give off bad vibes," and a, quote, "I'm gonna make you go kaboom," really solidifying these catchphrases, which I'll take. I love it. Dracomon gets the jump on Gamamon and kind of begins harvesting data from the other Digimon, which is pretty Tamer's feeling. Quote, "If you don't give me that, the vital bracelet, I'm gonna suck up this Digimon's data." We're still early into the show, so we're still learning the rules of this season, since Digimon changes its rules all the time, so I was interested to learn this is a thing that can happen. In an effort to find a human partner to help it materialize, Dracomon kind of hypnotizes Hito and Gamamon, but the hypnosis doesn't work on humans who can't see the Digimon to begin with, so Nudie is spared. She has this awesome heart-to-heart with Angoramon, who confesses to listening to her play piano outside of her window. He wants to keep her safe so he can continue to be serenaded, which I find very sweet. She puts on the vital bracelet Digivice, and Angoramon becomes a fully materialized Digimon in the real world. I like that we don't get the evolution to its next form just yet, because he's only just been introduced, but since Dracomon kept teasing Angoramon for being too slow, I was kind of worried we were going to see the evolution this week. I like that instead, just materializing was enough to provide the strength and speed boost necessary to win. But Angoramon's first order of business after materializing is to ruthlessly slam Hito, which made me laugh out loud at how brutal it was, but it was all in the name of snapping him out of the hypnosis, or at least that's what Angoramon will claim. Long story short, Angoramon beats Dracomon, who lifts the curse on Nudie and the others, gives up its eyeballs, which are what caused the curses, and flees. But right at the end of the episode, we discover that Dracomon has backup eyes and didn't really have the change of heart it claimed to have. I was pretty relieved to see this because I did think it was a little too fast and too easy that Dracomon changed its evil ways after a single short beating. The fact he's still out there is kind of horrifying considering we saw how intense its powers can be pre-materializing. I mean, it almost erased Nudie, and now it's probably extra interested in materializing. I'm curious if it'll trick a human into helping it materialize or something like that. We'll have to wait and see though. There's some really great wrap-up footage with stuff like Nudie hugging her new Digimon that is extremely cute, and then we end the episode around there. I continue to be impressed with Ghost Game if it wasn't obvious already. Huge props to them for saying, actually, you know what, we're gonna hold off on Gamamon and Hito for the first 10 minutes and just focus on telling our really creepy digital horror short story first. Next week, we're getting a Halloween special, though honestly, every week so far has felt like a Halloween special, but it'll focus on Pumpkinmon, who is also the Halloween event raid boss in the Vital Bracelet companion app right now. That's just good synergy, I guess, brand synergy. Obviously, as always, let me know what you thought about the episode in the comments below. Do you agree that taking Hiro and Gamamon out of the picture for a bit was an impressive bit of storytelling, or no, were you like slamming your fist demanding Gamamon be on screen? If you got this far and you liked the video but you haven't subscribed yet, maybe you're brand new or maybe you watch every week, please do me the favor of subscribing. I've noticed these days the channel gets like 1,000 subscribers every month on average, which is awesome, don't get me wrong, but I also noticed when I go out of my way to ask during videos like I did in August, it's closer to 2,000 new subscribers a month. Right now, we're on track to be around 18K or 19K subscribers by the end of 2021, but wouldn't it be so cool if we got the channel to 20,000 subscribers in 2021? It's totally possible. This time last year, I still had just under 1,000 subscribers, so I'm really appreciative of everyone who's joined the channel to hang out and talk Digimon with me every week. So again, thank you for tuning in. Have a great week, and I'll see you in the next video.